So here we have a case where it's going to be back to that boiler again from a different point of view. This is a system header graphic for a steam system header. And we had that boiler, you said, hey, it was oscillating. Well, maybe it's the boiler's fault, maybe it's not boiler's fault. So let's go in and take a look at the steam flow. So here's a steam flow that they say was oscillating. And we know it was oscillating back in January sometime. It's not been too bad lately, but they want to make sure it doesn't happen again, and they'd like to know why. So we went back 30 days, and then we're going to pan back a couple more times and pan back to the January time frame where we know it's a little worse. You can see the blue's quite a bit wider there. I'm going to highlight a section in there that's particularly bad and zoom into it. Now we're down to the 21-hour trend, and I'm going to zoom in a little more in there. And that's an area we're going to look at. So we might widen that a little bit so we get enough data so we can actually see the variation on it. So we're going to go to 3 hours instead of 1.6. Let's back up a little bit out of there and get a little broader view. So we'll do a 3 hour. And then we're going to make the screen a little bit smaller, because what we'd like to do, we could say, let's find out if it's number 9 boiler's problem, or if it's in the steam generation or someplace else, part of the whole steam distribution system. So now we have number 9 boiler steam. So our question is it occurring in the steam generation area in general? So I'm going to drag the tag from the number 11 boiler over and show you what his steam is like, because that will tell us something. So I'm going to drag that steam down, just simply lay it over the top of the other one, and see that those oscillations are exactly right on top of each other. Well, there's no way coincidence-wise that one boiler would have oscillations that match the other one. They were both feeding into the system. So most likely the variation of the header or this steam swinging is coming from the outside. So I got rid of the number 11 boiler tag, because now we're going to go farther down into the system. So there's a middle area in there where we have a 160-pound header, and we have flows going through turbines. And we checked those flows, and they weren't oscillating. But there's 2 PRVs, PRV 1 and 3, that did look like they might be an issue. So we're going to drag that steam flow do PRV 1 over, and the steam flow do PRV 3 over. Now, 1's the green guy. Nothing's going on him, so I'm going to delete him out of there. But the PRV 3 flow definitely is swinging. So now we're down to the next question is, okay, is it causing, is it the controller itself that is causing the swinging, tuning, or is it some flows down below? Are they swinging that header so that it's pulling more or less steam? So we checked all of the flows except for these 2, and they were okay. But the 46,000 pound there, I'm going to drag that guy over, and I'm going to drag the 109,000. Those 2 look like they might have some variability. So we put those 2 on the trend, and we're going to drag that yellow one up to get him out of the way so you can see it. And we're going to drag the green one, click on the green one, and then get his range over there, and then slide him up and play the same game we did up top, where we lay one tag over the other, and it answers them for us. They are exactly on top of each other, and it's the same issue that can't be a coincidence they're on top of each other. They can't have something internally that both of them are just magically having this oscillation at the same time. So most likely, the conclusion would be, if we're going to look farther, is that we're going to look at the controller, the PRV controller, as if it seems more obvious that that's the thing that's the problem. So what we're going to do is go over to those 4, and we're going to go up to our FFT tool as a final check, and it's going to show us what the frequency is of each one of those tags. So you can see all 4 tags on there now, all 4 colors, and they all peak at exactly the same frequency. So we were right to chase it down to there and then back up, at least in the middle, that they're all being caused by one thing, and most likely, whether or not we can do anything with the tuning on that, at least that's the place where we'll attack the problem.